Hi, everybody. Oh, good to see the comments are working. Fantastic. And I think we're live. I think we're ready. We'll see. Here we go. Well, the grasses are swaying. Sun's going down. Music's playing. You're weaving through town, pulling into the driveway. Toss it and park. Stare out of the windshield, out into the world. It was all for the love of a reckless girl who left you with a second place smile and a broken heart. And the street lights are starting to flicker the light. They glow for a minute, then they get bright. Fireflies light up, circle and spark. There's nothing really that you can do. Put your hands in your pockets, try to get through the distance between the daylight and the dark. And the front porch flags lie themselves down like forgotten soldiers, old wedding gowns in closets unopened, and graves without any marks. As the night curtains lower behind the rooftops, shadows dance across the sidewalks, ricochet off of the houses like pieces of art. And your mind is real as the sky's changing all you're feeling. You're rearranging the rest of your life like lines on an old sailor's chart. You climb back in, fire the ignition, put your hands on the wheel, head into the distance between the daylight and the dark. Oh gosh, it's good to be with y'all. We're doing this tonight to help out my home club. I got my start at the very beginning of my career. The very first time I ever stood on stage in front of a live audience was at an open mic at Club Passim in Harvard Square, Cambridge, Massachusetts. And we were supposed to be playing there tonight. Just so happens, coincidentally or not, the opportunity to do a small benefit for them here on YouTube uh, coincided with the exact night we were supposed to be playing two shows there at the club. Um, I got started there in right around 1990, 1991. And well, it's a long time to have a relationship with the club. Club Passim is one of the oldest folk clubs in America. It's neck and neck with Cafe Lena. They both say they're the oldest folk club in America. I think they both are, for sure. We're going to run this like a Rotary Club. Jamie and I had the chance to be a guest of the Nashville Rotary Club, and I love their thing that they read at the meeting, at the beginning of the Rotary meeting. It goes like this: the four-way test of things we think, say, and do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? So that's what we're aiming for: goodwill, better friendships. We got people on from all over the world. Hey, Jan, writing up from Denmark. I got folks from Canada, Jamie from Spain, a lot of folks from Massachusetts, Nashville, my buddies from the Common Fence in Rhode Island, all over the world is tuning in and saying hi on the comments. Go ahead and type in where you're listening from. It's so interesting to be able to build this bridge across all these so-called boundaries. I'll show you something before we play another song right quick. I saved this because it's important to me. If you look here, let's see, where am I? Right here, August 28th, 1996. August 28th, 1996. I played my first gig ever in my whole life, my first gig that wasn't an open mic. And I played it with Kevin So and Jim Bouchard at Club Passim. So this is the 1996 August calendar and newsletter. Dave Von Ronk played on a Saturday night that month. Tony Bird, there was Faith Soloway. My good buddy Faith Soloway played the next night. You might know her. Her sister Jill Soloway and Faith created this incredible show on Amazon called Transparent, a massive hit. But this is an old calendar, and I've saved it because that's how much it means to me to be a part of the Club Passim family of artists. These little folk clubs, they're going to have a hard time staying alive and open during this shutdown. So if you could throw them a few bucks in the link at the end, anything that comes is going directly to them. We're not touching it. We want to help our home club today. My home club. Jamie has a home club in Austin. But I want to help my home club that I've got a 30-year relationship with. And so let's play another song. This is a song, one of the early songs I played on stage at Club Passim. And it's probably one of the first good songs I ever wrote. It's called I Drink. Well, he'd get home at 5:30, fix his drink and sit down in his chair. Pick a fight with mama, complain about us kids getting in his hair. At night he'd sit alone and smoke. I'd see his frown behind his lighter's flame. Now that same frown's in my mirror. I got my daddy's blood inside my veins. Fish swim. birds fly, daddies yell, mamas cry, old men sit and think. I drank. Chicken TV dinner, 6 minutes on defrost and 3 on high. Beer to wash it down with, another, then some whiskey on the side. It ain't so bad alone here, it don't bother me that every night's the same. I don't need another lover hanging around trying to make me change. Fish swim, birds fly, lovers leave by and by. Old men sit and think. I drink and I know what I am, but I don't give a damn. Fish swim, birds fly, daddies yell, mamas cry, old men sit and think. I drink. That's an old song. That's an old song. I had the great thrill of having that song recorded by a couple of other artists that I deeply admire, including Tim McGraw and the great Bill Chambers.
Yeah. Bobby Bear Sr.
Bobby Bear Sr. Gosh, you know, when I was playing the open mic at Passim, I was playing I Drink, and I never imagined I'd have those great artists sing my song. I moved to Nashville in 2001, and I've been here coming up on 19 years. And so that has changed everything for me, put me in the belly of the beast here in Music City, and allowed me the opportunity to have my songs recorded by other artists that are affiliated with country music, which is a real thrill. One of the great things that happened as well when I came to Nashville is I got to meet some of the most incredible songwriters that I could have ever imagined meeting. And one of them is the great David Olney. We lost David in January. We were playing a festival called the 30A Songwriters Festival, and David had a heart attack and passed away. And we just love him so much. I'm such a fan of his songs. I'd like to go ahead and play one of David's songs for you. This was a song that was recorded by a duet with Emmylou Harris and Linda Ronstadt. And as a songwriter, I can't imagine a better cut. I can't think of two more consequential and vital and gorgeous voices to duet on one of my songs. It was a high honor. And look it up when we're done, the duet of Women Cross the River with Emmylou and the great Linda Ronstadt. Jamie and I are going to take a stab at it now. It's a bit of a mystical song, but I think it's very relevant. And this one is in loving memory of the great David Olney. the women cross the river, carry water from the well at break of day. And they talk to one another. God only knows what they might say. You might get an education after years of dedication. You might finally get a glimpse of what is right, what is wrong. But the women cross the river, well, they knew that all along. Oh, the women cross the river, work with tools that are ancient and handmade. And they plow their fields in perfect rows, and then they rest beneath the shade. Now we have learned to build out of concrete, out of steel, and our buildings stand 1,000 years, and then even they are bound to fall. But the women cross the river, never learned to build a wall. Oh, the women cross the river are as gentle as the dew upon the ground. How I love to hear 'em laughing in the rain when it makes that perfect sound. Now a soldier with a gun and a battle to be won might kill you with a bullet, and you never even know the reason why. But the women cross the river, they can kill you with their eyes. Oh, the women cross the river, they can kill you with their eyes. Ah, David Olney. How about Jamie and those solos, huh?
Thanks, Fran.
Jamie's been taking guitar lessons and picking up some lead guitar. It's really uh, impressive.
It's slow, but it's coming along.
It's
Thank
impressive.
you.
I never feel like it's the number of notes that you play, it's the feeling that you generate. I think
Exactly.
a 3 note solo that makes me feel is all we need.
Mike Campbell. Yeah.
We got some applause coming. Go, Jamie.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we have been. You got a request here for depressive statement. Maybe
Oh
we should
wow.
do that. Um, Jamie's gonna play one for sure. Um, so we've been in quarantine here at the house since we played Seattle March 15th, and we were the last show at the Triple Door before they shut the club down and boarded it up. They don't know if they're going to open again. These small clubs really are going to struggle during this shutdown. Club Passim in Harvard Square, Cambridge, my home club, who we're playing for right now as a benefit, uh, are are paying their staff during the shutdown, and they're trying to keep doing that. And we certainly want the staff paid and the club reopened when the time is right and everyone is safe, and it's a good decision to do so. Um, helping musicians directly is a really good thing, but also keeping the clubs alive so that musicians have a place to work when we're ready to go back to work is a real important part of this too. Club Passim has been around for a really long time, and it's a small little folk club. I think the capacity is exactly 102 people. So we got 574 people on this feed. So that's 5 shows at Club Passim. Um, and we really want to send our love to Matt and all the folks at Passim for holding down the fort during this most difficult time for all small businesses. So we've been here since that Seattle show. We came home on 16th. So March 16th till now, we have been in quarantine. We self isolated completely for 2 weeks when we got back from Seattle because we were in a high risk zone there. And then after we got out of the self quarantine without any symptoms, we were asked and mandated by our mayor to stay home, and we are doing that. We've learned to use Instacart and Prime Delivery, and we're just staying away from gatherings and doing our best to support the cause, which is to stop the transmission of this deadly coronavirus. Our dear friend John Prine and my mentor and my leader, my most favorite songwriter of all time, absolutely, is on day 10, I think, 9 or 10, on a ventilator, intubated at hospital with this awful virus. And we love John so much. We're going to play one of John's songs and send out love and prayers for our hero, and certainly incredibly significant person in my life, in my recovery, in my songwriting. I had the great fortune of opening a lot of shows for John early on in my career. He shared the big stage with me. I'm forever grateful. And I love him dearly. And I don't know if you guys pray or not, but those of you that do, lift one up for John. Let's get him off this ventilator. The doctors described the ventilator to me as a device that has a setting, and the goal is to get the setting lower and lower so that the patient can breathe on their own. And after 9 or 10 days on it, it's really scary. So this one's for John, and we send our love to both John and Fiona tonight. Fiona's John's wife, and prayers for recovery. This one is made popular by the great Nancy Griffith, another songwriting hero of mine. And Nancy put this on a Grammy-nominated record called "Other Voices, Other Rooms." It goes like this. You come home late, you come home early. You come on big when you're feeling small. You come home straight, you come home curly. Sometimes you don't come home at all. What in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You broke in the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. I got a heart, it burns with a fever. I got a worried and a jealous mind. How can love that lasts forever get left so far behind? What in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You broke in the speed of sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. Thank you, Jamie.
Did you catch it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a mighty mean and a dreadful sorrow. Cross the evil line today. How can you ask about tomorrow? We ain't got one word to say. What in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You broke in the speed of the sound of loneliness. You out there running just to be on the run. What in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You broke in the speed of the sound of loneliness. You out there running just to be on the run. You out there running just to be on the run. One more time. You out there running just to be on the run. Come on, John, we're praying for you. And everyone who's fighting this dreadful, dreadful virus. Praying for everyone. Fighting for their life right now all over the world. Well, we got a pile of stuff that we're going to try to get to. I thought I'd read something. Maybe now's the time. I'm working on a book, and the book is a combination of my take on songwriting, memoir, and maybe some philosophy of art. It's a mashup of those three things, and it's proven itself to be much more difficult than any song I have ever written in my entire life. Oh my God, if someone says write a book, if you can do anything to avoid it, I suggest running like hell. It is so hard to write a book. Oh my God. But I wrote this scene around my first time to get on stage at an open mic. My first time to get on stage ever with a song of my own. And I never played in a covers band or anything, so that was my first time to get on stage. Um, Now, I don't know how many people know my story, but I had a terrible problem with drugs and alcohol. And I got sober thanks to the police in Boston, and was sentenced to mandatory 12-step meetings, which did work. My sobriety date is July 13th, 1990. I am 30 years sober this year and grateful for it. Well, a few years into my recovery, I got brought to Club Passim by a waitress who worked at the restaurant I was part owner of. And when she brought me to that open mic, it was like a light bulb in my head screwed in, and the light came on, and I was like, "Oh my God, I want to do this! I want to get on that stage, and I want to play a song on the stage at Club Passim." And that was my big come to Jesus moment of what I wanted to do. And so this is a story about my experience of coming to that place. I was 33, 34, 35 years old, something like that. uh, Sober just a little while. I went to the open mic, and it just appeared before me, a vision. Mary, get on stage and do it. I hadn't even written a song yet. So here we go. Um, Christy, a Berkeley music school student and waitress at Dixie Kitchen, that was my restaurant, invited me to an open mic at Club Passim to hear her play. I'd been to Passim before, but I'd never heard of an open mic. I was intrigued. Christy explained an open mic was open to any songwriter who paid $5 to get in. They set the stage up in the round like the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville, Tennessee, where songwriters sit in a circle and swap songs. 30 or 40 songwriters showed up at Passim every Tuesday, and three songwriters at a time took the stage, playing one original song each. No auditions, no requirements, pay and play. Names drawn from a hat. Christie said open mics were a way for artists to move original songs out to their first audience. It's a starting place. So we took the T to Cambridge, paid $5 at the door. Christy put her name on the list, and I looked around when we got in the room. And what I saw was determined occupants of an underground scene waiting to take the stage. There were guitars everywhere, lyric sheets, instrument cases. A joyful hum filled the cafe, and the musicians all seemed to know each other. We grabbed a table in the back, ordered some coffee, and the open mic started. When they called Christie's name, she took the stage and sat behind the piano. I watched her transform from a lovable but somewhat clumsy waitress into a confident and impressive performer. I couldn't believe her poise. A giant light bulb in my head screwed in. Oh my God, this is it. I want to do this. In fact, I've always wanted to do this. The urge to write songs had been inside me since I was 12 years old, when my daddy's sister, my Aunt Jenny, gave me her old Gill guitar. I loved that guitar so much. I taught myself how to play it using a Mel Bay basic guitar workbook. I learned songs off the radio, even tried to write one of my own a couple of times. But when it got hard, and it got hard fast, I'd just get high. I, I'd revisit the urge every now and then, but eventually forgot I ever wanted to write songs. I went to chef school, went into the restaurant business, worked all the time, and became an alcoholic. But sitting sober in that little wooden cafe chair that night, knowing as strong as any knowing I'd ever known, overtook me. I was going to write a song and play it on the stage of Club Passim. When I got home that night, I pulled my Ovation round back guitar out. I'd not touched it in years. I had a pack of strings in the case, so I restrung it and I began fumbling with simple chord changes. Over the next few weeks, I built calluses on my fingers and I began working on a song. I'd write in the morning before work and rush home to write in the evening. I went to Passim every week and watched the open mic from the back of the room. Weeks went by. I kept working on my song. I woke up one Tuesday morning and I knew this was the day. I was ready. I ran my song a few times at home, packed up my guitar, went to Cambridge, paid the cover charge, got on the list, and I took my seat. As I waited for my name to be called, it suddenly occurred to me that I was much older than most everyone else in the room. This felt like a setback. It also hit me I was probably the only Southerner in the room with a thick Southern accent. Oh my God, another setback. Also, I was fat, overweight from drinking, and years in the kitchen. In fact, I was really fat. Truth be told, I might be obese. Oh my God. And I look gay. I'm the gayest looking person in the room. Everyone's going to hate me. Clearly, I was making a horrible mistake being the only fat, old Southern queer to play a New England folk open mic. I considered bolting from the back door, but the host called out the names of the next round, and I heard Mary Gauthier. I was not prepared for what happened next. My heart began to pound wildly. I stood up to get my guitar, and my legs shook. They barely worked. Each step required more concentration than the step before. The closer I got to the stage, the more my legs failed me. My heart was banging timpani drums of doom in both ears. I felt dizzy. I thought I might faint. I somehow made it to the stage, grabbed a chair, and quickly sat down. My hands clenched my guitar for dear life. My entire body was vibrating. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. It was very difficult to reopen my eyes, but I did. I forced them open and looked out. Songwriters were sitting in the cafe, bored, anxious to play their own songs. No one noticed my terror. No one cared. Holy shit, I was first. I tried to swallow, no saliva. My mouth had dried up. I could have spit dust in that moment. A cold sweat appeared on my upper lip. I took a deep breath, tried to steady myself. I fought back the impulse to run. I forced my shaking hand onto the guitar to form a chord. I forced my other hand to strum. I started to sing, leaned in too much. I bumped my teeth on the microphone. I pulled back hard and banged my guitar against the instrument mic. It exploded like a bomb. People in the front table grabbed their ears. My song, the one I'd worked on for months and practiced hundreds of times in front of a mirror, vanished. I could not remember a single word. I froze. I didn't know what to do. My face went red. Years went by. I apologized, mumbled something. Sorry, so sorry. Thank you very much. I'm done. The room offered a weak splattering of applause and encouragement. I said, no, thank you. I pass. The songwriter next to me shrugged, then played his song. Mortified, I stayed seated on that stage till the other songwriters finished playing. When the round ended, I packed up my guitar and left. That was 30 years ago. And it didn't get easier for a long time. If you're out there with stage fright wanting to learn how to do this thing, I have learned through experience that the only way to do it is to do it. You can be really good in your living room, but man, when you get on that stage, it's different. Eventually, I broke the fear by just doing it enough to where the fear realized I was going to do it anyway. And once the fear realizes you're going to do it anyway, it starts to let go a little. It took a couple of years before I wasn't terrified, to be honest. And here we are, 30 years later in a pandemic. So entertaining you from my writing room, my office, talking to folks all over the world with my dear Jamie beside me. I'd love to hear a song from Jamie. I met Jamie at a songwriters workshop a little over 2 years ago. 2.5 years ago, was it?
Yeah.
I met Jamie at a songwriting retreat I did with Eliza.
3 years ago.
It was 3 years ago.
Wow.
Eliza Gilkison, Gretchen Peters, and I did a retreat at Eliza's house in Taos, New Mexico. And Jamie came in and was a participant in the retreat workshop. And we met then. And 6 months later or so, we started playing songs together. And a year after that, we started seeing each other. And now we're quarantined together. And we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Tell them the thing about Kelly Willis and Bruce.
Oh yeah, I just moved to Nashville from Texas. I'm a huge Kelly Willis fan, and I'm also a fan of her tweets. She's very funny on Twitter, and I assume in real life. But she had a tweet the other day that said, "If Bruce and I split up, it's because he's once again put the mustard next to the milk instead of the other condiments one last time." That was so funny. Little things that get magnified. Is there anything you want me to play? Anything you'd like to hear?
Well, somebody asked for Depressive State. You said you wanted to play one of those love songs you wrote. Play what
Yeah,
you feel.
sure. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I saw Yelmer was on here too. Hi, Yelmer.
Yelmer!
Yelmer was our tour manager.
Our Dutch tour manager lives in Utrecht. Yelmer, you had your baby. I know you did. How's the little one?
Yeah.
Good to see you up there.
Hi, Yelmer. Well, my birthday was yesterday or 2 days ago, and can't do time anymore. It's all, like our friend said, it's every day is Blur's Day, but Mary got me a really awesome birthday gift. I got to go into the studio with Aaron Lee Tashton and recorded this song. They said that it would come, and the heavens opened up, and the sky began to cry all the rain. Saw it all from Tennessee, wishing you were here with me, wishing I was wrapped up in your arms again. I keep listening to your song. It helps me to carry on in a world I seem to be floating above. You're a million miles from me, but it's quite the poet's dream to feel such a longing, feel so tortured, know such love. Won't you keep me on your mind as we wander through this time, marking off the days with X's and O's? I will do the same, you know, ain't that far behind. As you go, won't you keep me on your mind? I can only dream of all the places you have seen, or to fly on the wings of a song. We'll spin our tale in a rhyme, putting love in every line, and we'll be singing here together before long. Won't you keep me on your mind as we wander through this time, marking off the days with X's and O's? I will do the same, you know, ain't that far behind. As you go, won't you keep me on your mind? All right. Oh, it's too hard to think of all the days that come between the next time I'll hold your hand in mine. One day you'll greet the dawn, I'll be riding right along, but while you're gone, won't you keep me on your mind? Won't you keep me on your mind as we wander through this time, marking off the days with X's and O's? I will do the same, you know, ain't that far behind. As you go, won't you keep me on your mind? I will do the same, you know, ain't that far behind. As you go, won't you keep me on your mind? Thanks, Mary.
That was awesome.
I was looking forward to getting to see Club Passim finally, and after all these years of hearing about it and hearing about it and hearing about it, and I'm glad we could still share this time together today. So thank you. Thanks for including me.
Oh my gosh, such a pleasure to share this with you. And the tour dates that we were going to play in March and April aren't canceled. They're just being rescheduled for when the time is right. We'll get you to Passim. We're working up dates now for another time. And we're doing this show to help keep Club Passim open. If you can just toss a couple of bucks in the coffer at the link, that would help them so much. These little clubs, these little folk clubs, are extremely vulnerable and really important to traveling troubadours and songwriters like us. We are doing okay financially. We'll make it through this, and that's why we want to help the clubs so that when we go back to work, there's a place to work. Because all we really want to do is sing songs for people and write them, and also I really want to finish this book. Uh, it's it's 7 years in the making, and I would very much like to put a period at the end of that sentence. Um, so I got one or two more for you. Uh, don't have the lyrics.
Oh,
You want to play it?
it's okay.
Okay. Well, I think we should probably play one of the songs from the Rifles and Rosary Beads record. And maybe we should play the song that we wrote that is about how you make it through really hard times. This song we wrote with the women who are married to bomb experts, and these wives of the bomb experts are called EOD wives. And EOD stands for Explosive Ordnance Disposal. And the bomb experts' wives told me when we sat down to write that there's only one way to do it, one way to stay to stay centered and to stay calm, and that's together. Thankfully, we have this technology now, so we can find each other in Zoom and on the internet on our social media threads, so we can find a way to encourage each other to stay strong. Right now, most of us, the best thing we can do is stay home and not spread this virus until we can flatten that curve. We all put each other at risk if we go out and spread it around. So this one here is called "Stronger Together," and might want to call it "Stronger Together Apart." I don't know. I'm not sure, but this is the EOD wife song. It's 6 military spouses, all married to bomb experts. Myself and the great Ashley Cleveland put this together, and it goes like this. They say no man's left behind, but that ain't true. And they hate it that they need us, but they do. They lose their fingers, lose their limbs, we try to love them back together again. They say no man's left behind, but that ain't true. And they're hurt in places that the eye can't see. We miss the man our husbands used to be. The military breaks their heart. We're there when they fall apart. They're hurt in places that the eye can't see. And we're stronger together, sisters, forever. We are stronger together, sisters, forever. And we focus on the good, that's all we got. It don't look like much, but we know it's a lie. Every time he says goodbye could be the last time we say him alive. We focus on the good, that's all we got. EOD wives don't sit by the phone. No news is good news back at home. When he's mission ready at his best, we take care of all the rest. EOD wives don't sit by the phone. And we're stronger together, sisters, forever. We are stronger together, sisters, forever. Now, if we were on stage at Club Passim right now, like we were going to be before this pandemic, we would ask everyone in the audience to sing along at this point in time. I would also say something like, I do realize I'm asking you fellas to call yourself a sister, but for the duration of 2 choruses, I make you an honorary sister. And wherever you're sitting, unless your family is going to think you're insane, and even if they do, the hell with it, why don't you sing with us? Stronger together, sisters forever. We're stronger together, sisters, forever. We are stronger. We really are stronger together, sisters, forever. We'll do it a cappella. Here we go. Stronger together, sisters, forever. I threw her a curveball in the end. Oh my God, I could hear y'all singing all over the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Tony Bird. Good to see you, brother. We really want to try to help Passim, little folk club in Harvard Square in Cambridge, 102 seats. And if you could just toss them a little bit of coin at the end, nothing major, just a little bit. It all adds up. They're paying their staff during the shutdown, which is really vital. Not every business is willing or able to do that. They're trying to do that, and they are doing that so far. I want to thank everybody at the club, and for the folks who just signed on, I'm going to do what I did at the very beginning and show you the playbill from 1996, my very first gig. There I am, Mary Gauthier. Yay! August 28th, 1996, the first time I ever played a gig. And I played it with my friends Jim Bouchard and Kevin So at Club Passim, where I'd played open mics for a little over 2 years before I earned the right to play a gig. And want to encourage everyone out there who has a guitar and a voice, go ahead, pick it up, use it. People need it. I know when you scroll through Facebook, everyone's singing on every channel, but there's a reason for that. People need songs and music. People need uplift. I feel like this is going to be a really, really difficult couple of weeks for the United States, United Kingdom, Australia. We're coming into it. Spain, uh, France, Italy's 2 weeks ahead of us, and we want to send huge love to our violinist Michele Gazic, who's posting daily on his feed from Bergamo, which has been the epicenter of this horrible virus. Now New York City seems to be the epicenter, but Bergamo's 2 weeks ahead, and he speaks to us from the future if you want to follow him. We love you, brother. We miss you so much. Can't wait to get on the stage with you again. We're sending love and strength and support. Musicians, arm yourselves with your instruments, play for people. Music helps us to remember we're not alone. It's very lonely in these isolation chambers. And some isolation chambers have become pressure cookers as things get tighter and tighter and more difficult. And we want to send love to all of you. We're going to do this again at some point. I'm going to do it, I believe, for causes that I believe we can actually help. This one is for the wonderful, legendary folk club in Harvard Square, Cambridge, Massachusetts, my home club, Club Passim. We're going to play one more song for y'all and call it a night. Thanks for signing in. Thanks for signing on. We're going to go through the scroll and say hi to everyone. Um, we want to send special love to Italy. Watching what you're going through is absolutely devastating. We love Italy. We are very close to Italy. We go there almost every year. We perform with an Italian artist, and we feel your pain here. God bless you. Stay strong. Stay inside. Let's do what we can to not be part of the problem. And I want to thank all my co-writers from Songwriting with Soldiers. If you're there out there, God bless you. We're playing the songs and people are responding. You've given so much to the world in these songs. Thank you for that. And this old song I wrote in 2001, and it's followed along and changed meanings over the years, but it's in a very strange way more relevant today, April 4th, 2020, than it ever was before. The song is called Mercy Now. We love y'all. Please, please stay safe, stay in, and call people who are single and lonely. Call the old folks. Just give them a call. Even if you don't know them well, give them a call and ask them how they're doing. People are very, very lonely, and this is very difficult. It's a challenge that the entire world is experiencing simultaneously. So check in on other folks. Let them know you care. And we'll see you again somewhere on the internets in the next 7 days. I want to thank Jamie Harris.
Thank you.
And thank you all for tuning in. Thank you. Well, my father, he sure could use a little mercy now. The fruits of his labor falling right slowly on the ground. His work is almost over. Won't be long, he won't be around. I love my father. He could use some mercy now. And my brother sure could use a little mercy now. He's a stranger to freedom, shackled to his fear and doubt. The pain that he lives in, it's almost more than living will allow. my brother. He could use some mercy now. My church and my country, they could use a little mercy now. As they sink into a poison pit, it's gonna take forever to climb out. They carry the weight of the faithful who follow them down. I love my church and country. They could use some mercy now. Every living thing could use a little mercy now. Only the hand of grace can end the race towards another mushroom cloud. There's people in power who'll do anything to keep their crown. I love life, life itself. Use some mercy now. Yeah, we all could use a little mercy now. Oh, I know we don't deserve it, but we need it anyhow. We hang in the balance, dangle between hell and hallowed ground. And every single one of us could use some mercy now. Yes, every single one of us could use some mercy now. Thank y'all so much for joining us. We'll do this again at some point in a few days. Huge love for all the hospital workers and healthcare workers out there taking care of folks all over the world. Y'all are the rock stars. We love you. We love you. We love you. God bless. Y'all take good care. And the donation link to Club Passim is in the thread somewhere. I don't know where, but it should appear on your YouTube screen. Give them a couple bucks if you would. And Jamie and I will see you again soon. Huge love from Nashville. God bless. Take care.